baby. Hey, 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 hey. We out here. Straight out the lighthouse. I go by Yisrael, 12 tribes representing. Uncommon conscious music through your studios. Listen, I don't be cooking crack in my homeboy's kitchen. I be about that information, share it with my brethren. You won't see me on no block, serving fiends, catching cases. You'll see me on the web, learning about registration. Trying to search about my nationality and heritage, then research about history and what this shit was carrying. I think my people were slaves in the days of the Constitution, labeled them as livestock. Tagged us, beat us, kept us moving, treated us with brutality and kept the world puking. Then promised slave rights, apologies and retributions. That Negro Act is still valid and they using it. That's why I gotta make this Yisrael music. That Negro Act is still valid and they using it. That's why I gotta make this Yisrael music. This is Young Yisrael Nation and I got a message that come from the streets. We can no longer be silent. We can no longer be weak. We can no longer suffer defeat from Edomites be what they want us to be. We gotta be the most high chosen nation, cause that's the nation we was chosen to be. We gotta be the most fearless, but we gotta keep up your laws though. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but I'm spitting truth through these bars, bro. If you focus, you can see them. Genocide and I see them. Constantine and his Roman friends at the first council of Nicaea. But as far as these Romans go, when the deep is all this Yisrael united, a kingdom, awakening, a nation. Leave it in there. Leave it in there. That's all. Yeah.
You are listening to Yisrael United, hosted by your brother Yekobin. You can follow us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, and also subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're a kingdom awakening a nation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Yisrael United, we back in the building. I am your host, your brother Yekobin. Hey, we finna jump right on into this thing. Y'all know how we get down. We finna read this numbers to you. We on Numbers chapter 28. But before we get into that thing, we finna go ahead and jump this interview off with Alli May. Yeah. All right, Miss Alli May. Shit, I'ma let see. All right, so first of all, I know you don't know how this show get down. You do know, but you don't know how I be fucking with my guests. And you ain't gonna get the full experience today, but you're gonna get a partial experience.
I'm with it.
I know you gonna come on back and fuck with us some more. And when you do come back, I hope you got some music and shit you gonna send to us.
Yeah, I got a lot of music.
Oh yeah. But and I know you're gonna tell us in a minute where we can find your music at. Mm-hmm. But before we do that, I got to ask you, what's your nationality?
I don't have one.
Is that the first one of them we got?
That's the very first one.
That's the very first answer we got like that. So, nationality. You don't have a nationality?
What's your nationality?
Well, my nationality is, Yisrael, of the nation of Yisrael. But before we get to my nationality, I've never heard of no nationality. Hold on now.
Yes, because I'm me. So my nationality is I am the goddess. Alli makes music of the village of Alli.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, by definition, dog, because I'm trying to link it up to by definition of what nationality is.
Mm-hmm.
I get you one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think I ain't with you with that.
Mm-mm. I know you follow me. We the same sign.
But I don't go by signs, though.
A lot of people don't, and I've read and researched, but it's also my walks of life. It is also different people that are tied into me that don't even know each other. They have the same birthdays, they're on the same days with the same characteristics.
No doubt, no doubt.
It wasn't like just something I read or, just joining in the masses. Girl, because it's a Pisces girl. No. Pisces tend to be a certain type of way. And yeah, there's a difference between February and all that. But it's not just something I read, what I experienced.
If you believe in all that, yeah. I mean, it's definitely certain characteristics in people that are alike.
Yeah.
So I can definitely agree with you on that.
But I belong to me. That's my nationality.
Well, now when we're talking about these characteristics and all that, so when you, that's kind of like what a nation is. They have like the same characteristics. They believe certain like the same things.
Share the same walks of life.
Right. So
They sharing the same most spiritual rituals. Different things they do.
So okay, so. What I'm going with nationality, this is why. So I get what you're saying, but I'm trying to put myself in where you at with it. You know what I'm saying? So because the way I'm thinking of nationality is, it goes bloodline thing, passed down, father, the child. That's nationality. That's nations. That's the way the Bible describes it and all that good stuff. But you do got a point with what you're saying, though, because by definition, everything you just said about nationality is true. So I'm trying to get, like, if that was the name, your nationality, what would the name be?
The Nation of Alli.
So everybody with your characteristics that are that similar to you would be
nope, because Alli covers a multitude of things. I'm not one-dimensional.
So would you say you're a Pisces?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a fair nation of people.
We all relate to each other. We all have some of the same characteristics, but no. I'm very open-minded. I relate to different things for different reasons. My thing is this. Most of it, if you really dig deep into certain things, certain nationalities, religion, all of it, it's a word game. If you dig into the depth of it, it's a word game. They all come down to some of the same meanings. So it's about what you believe that means to you. It's about your mindset and how you intake and partake in what's going on.
No. Nah.
That's how I feel.
Words are very powerful.
Yes.
Words can be used as curses. Words could be used.
I'm not talking about the power of the tongue.
You ain't talking about words, though.
Right. Well, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Words have meaning. You know what I'm saying? It's just people use them fucked up and they use them wrong.
That is true.
So one of the things that we do on this show is we correct that. We use the right wording. When you talk about nationality, it ain't got shit to do with words. It has a lot to do with names, which you can say are words, but they are names of like people and things like that.
It got to do with characteristics.
Well, it got a lot to do with birthright. It has everything to do with birthright. That's what nationality has to deal with. It has absolutely nothing to do with what you would consider like a word or what your name. You only get your name off of like how you act. That's how we used to name motherfuckers back in the day. Off your characteristic of how you act. Who are you? That's how you used to get your name. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about nationality, nations of people. And that comes from your blood. That stems from bloodline down. That ain't got shit to do with astrology. Now, people might have
that ain't got nothing to do with
belief
astrology.
system.
But it's still a word. It's still wording. Because I could have been born into one thing. My bloodline could follow this. And my bloodline could follow that. But that could not be what I subscribe to and follow to.
I get you. That's why I'm delicately walking around this. I get you. I don't get it. But I gotta, when we talking, it ain't just me and you talking, it's everybody, and everybody needs to get, that's why I'm, trying to get it. But, okay, so, that's good. All right. You see, you the one done that when you came with that first answer like that, you know what I'm saying? So we had to dig deeper, a little deeper into that, you know what I'm saying? I like that. And I ain't done with picking on that shit, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get back to it. We're not right now, but we're going to get back to it. All right. That kind of covered the next question I was going to ask you, because I was going to ask you, what does the Bible mean to you?
Okay, this is not to offend anyone. Sure, my mommy is watching, and I love you dearly. I took all of your teachings to heart, love, so I'm grown now. This is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of me.
Is it Miss Lillian?
Yes, it is.
She watching. She contributes.
No, my mom's a Pisces too. Shout out to Big Alli. She's very open-minded. I grew up. Thank you. I grew up with the Bible being principle. It's what we live by. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. If God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten, I'm not a stranger to it. And then in growing, I started to find conflict. And then in that conflict, when I asked questions of the people that are higher up, the reverends, the pastors, the this, the that, the only answers I could really get was, well, baby, you gonna have to ask God. But you had this book.
Well, I mean, that's the problem from the leaders that was teaching you, though.
Hey, that's a whole. I wish I had time, because that's a whole nother conversation. But
the thing is, that don't mean that. That's not what scripture was meant. So the purpose of Yisrael United is to correct all this bullshit that's been going around, and you are a victim of it. You are a victim of the bullshit.
Yes, I've been subjected to it before.
When I say bullshit, what I mean by, if no church is not teaching you about the nation of Yisrael and about the law, statutes, and commandments, then it's full of shit. This bullshit.
But then that goes down to what you've been taught and what you believe in.
Well, no. That goes down to nationality. It's about the nation of Yisrael.
I mean, we could debate about that all day, but if that's not what...
This is factual. It really is no debate. This is
You can go and find facts about a lot of things. That doesn't mean that I'm going to believe that.
Well, no. This is not for you to believe or subscribe to. This is not what this is about. This is for this information to be put out there. And any fact is, first of all, what you need to know about a fact is it's only a fact until it's proved wrong. It's no longer a fact no more. All right? Now, these are actual facts when you talk about the nation of Yisrael, and you talk about these tablets, and you talk about Moses and things like that. These are facts. Now, everything that come behind it and what people put their hands on it and all this 2 cents and all this religious talk, and they turn it into a religion, that's where I say, you heard Brother Yekka calling all that other shit bullshit. Because it is. If it don't have nothing to do with the law, statutes, and commandments, then it's bullshit. If they're not teaching you about the nation of Israel, then it's bullshit.
I'm not here to debate it.
Because that's where it stems from. You know what I'm saying? That's where the whole shit stems from.
Gotcha.
Now, your music. Because another thing that Yisrael United is here, we deal with exposure. You
Yes,
know what I'm
yes,
saying? A lot
yes,
of
yes,
promotion and a lot of exposure. Because, you know, the music industry is a big thing. Music is a powerful thing, you know what I'm saying? And you can get a lot of messages across through using music, the use of music. So we definitely promote that deal. But before we promote that deal, we like to put our 2 cents in too. So I've been talking a lot. My table ain't been doing a lot of talking, so I wanna go around the table real quick, starting with Brother D, because I know you got a lot to ask Miss Alli Mays over here about what she got going on, and then I'm gonna go around the table from there.
Okay.
And I love y'all to death, but we got about 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
I'll make it fast then.
No doubt, because everybody need to get their look.
So when you started in church,
still there too.
your music started in church, right? You started being a singer in church. The gospel songs you sang, did you feel them?
And that was the thing. I'm going to be real with you. Sometimes I would, sometimes I would not. What I knew was that someone woke up a voice in me that I didn't know I had. That's what I was tied and connected to.
But that's where it started in church.
Yes, that's where the notoriety started. That's where
I mean,
I was in choir.
When did you discover
That I could sing? I had to be about 6 or 7, and my mama put me on punishment and said I couldn't listen to the radio. And I'll never forget, Mariah Carey was on the radio, and I got to singing, I had a vision of love. And I was like, oh, she can take the radio because I am the radio. And that's when it started for me.
I like that.
Not bad at all. All right, that's none of my questions. Next.
That was good.
You said we can find you anywhere at Alli Mays?
Everywhere.
YouTube, all that.
YouTube. Well, YouTube needs to be updated, but we own it. Alli Mays Music, same name everywhere. Snap, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. What's the new one? TikTok. Sorry, ain't up on that much. But
I don't know how to spell Alli Mays.
how you can spell Alli Mays is ALLIMAYSMUSIC, because it's Alli Mays Music on all sites. Though I am on Facebook more because that's where the larger following is, I'm on all of them. You can hear my music. My music's on SoundCloud. Some of it is on Apple Music, but we're working now to get it updated and get it streaming more on Apple Music. But you can stream it for free on SoundCloud all day, the whole mixtape.
Yeah, we definitely gonna be checking that thing. Now, you know when I told you ain't gonna be getting the whole full experience, we usually have, you go ahead and perform that deal, a couple of songs.
Oh, I'm with all that. I definitely will come back for that.
We go around the table, it's kind of like a pump it or dump it thing, but it ain't a pump it or dump it thing. It's we gonna add it to the playlist or that thing. You know what I'm saying? So
you definitely will add it to a playlist.
That's how we be doing it. But we gonna give you the full experience, though.
I'll definitely be back.
I know
Definitely.
you definitely gonna come back.
Of course.
All right, Tim, what you got?
What was the question again?
What the fuck the question? This dude, hold on, man. Hold on. I gotta give you one of these. First of all, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do that first, then I'm gonna give you one of these. Questions. Ain't nobody asking you the questions.
He ain't ready.
Alright. Skip. No. I'm done. Go ahead, Jill. Go ahead. He's like, I was just about to say something, man. Damn. Go ahead, Jill.
Do you know anything about the milk and honey?
The who?
Milk and honey.
Milk and honey. It depends on what context we're using it.
Is
I know all about milk and honey, but I'm not sure if we're talking about the same milk and honey.
Yeah, the same. The land of milk and honey. It's the same thing.
No, we ain't talking about the same thing.
Land of milk and honey.
Yeah, I know about the land of milk and honey. Do you?
And I'm saying I'm glad that you do. And in my eyes, that I know we believe in. Because it's the believe in circle, and
Say what you want.
We believe in milk and honey.
Okay.
Because it's good for us.
It's definitely good for you, Tim. We gonna leave that there. What's your question over here? Because I don't know what's him on over here. But we going to come this way.
Yisrael, yeah, United. Hey, we cannot make this shit up. This shit is
Cannot.
not scripted.
And cannot.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? This how we get down. Hey, Divine, what you got?
I ain't got no questions. I might have some next time, but I ain't got no questions.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
Tim say, man, hey, now Divine
We
say,
listening to
Tim
you.
took my breath away. I ain't got shit to say.
Milk in the hood.
Did he say it like that? Hey, Big Yankee Bill, hold on, Big Yankee Bill, wait. Hey, Big Yankee Bill, do it again, how you say?
I said that milk and honey. What about the milk and the lamb?
Hey, did he put the deep voice on?
Milk and honey.
He said when you mix the two, it's real sweet. It attract bees.
He said, I'm glad you know about the land of milk and honey.
What you know about that?
You know about that,
Alright, Cash, we better turn this on over to you. What you got to say? Hold on.
Hey, Cash.
What you got to say?
I don't have no questions. I just want to say, like, with the little snippet, like 5-second snippet you just gave us, I could tell that I'm already gonna like your music.
Oh, thank you.
As you heard, that we all. It's just rap on here.
I know. Y'all got to get some singing. Y'all got to get some singing. Some singing. Some singing.
We got Tim, but we don't got no female
Right.
R&B that we need.
That is not a good reference. Don't do Tim, okay?
She like her music. She don't like our music.
My bad. He Chris Breezy.
Baby, she skipping our song.
She rapped out.
Right.
Skipping our song.
Well, maybe Miss Alli Mays, her music, Miss Alli Mays' music is gonna give
I
us
got you.
some
I'm definitely going to send tracks over. I got inspirational music. I have music for life experiences. I have all types of music.
No doubt. You know what? Hey, you know this is.
I got a question for her.
What's up?
What's your question, sweetheart? What's your question?
What's going on?
What was your inspiration and meaning behind you to start singing?
Discovering I had a voice. I would watch, the shows, the Grammys, the Whitney Houston. Whitney was just everything to me. So I would do things like see her hit a note and then can I hit that? Can I sing that like that? And once I discovered I could, I felt that there was nothing that I couldn't obtain. I felt that I could be a Whitney Houston. I felt I could be Aaliyah. I felt, because that's what I grew up listening to, Brandy, Aaliyah, Whitney, Dion, so many people, Malira, so many people. So those were my inspiration. Black music, period, was my inspiration to say, oh, look at Nippy. I can do it too. That was my inspiration. And I just never stopped.
Who inspired you to start singing?
You said who?
Who inspired you to start singing?
It wasn't a one person thing, and I'm not like just R&B. It was so many different music. Just me, the feeling that I felt when I would hear music, but discovering that I could make the music sound like what I was hearing. That was my inspiration. I would see so many different things, and literally, I still do it to this day. It could be country, pop, rock, gospel. It does not matter. If I see the artist or hear the artist hit the note, I'm going to mimic it. I'm going to sing it because I want to see, do I do it too? Do it sound like that too? And that's where it came from.
No doubt. All right, well, shit, that's good. That's enough questions because, Miss Alli Mays got a
Yes.
motherfucker, man. She got
I am running late, honestly, but I had to stay. I had to get it in, at least a little snippet of it. I will definitely be booking, definitely be back. Cash be on it, y'all. Don't sleep on Cash for real, because she called me like so professional. She was like, yes, this is what will be going on XYZ, Yisrael United. Yes, this is where you stream it. I'm like, come on, baby girl. Yeah. So, treat her right, I'm a stiller.
Hey, I need her assistant. Hey, you know what? Hey, United, we all way together. We might be cutting up on the podcast, but don't get it twisted.
Oh no, I love this. I think this is so. I'm for anything family oriented. Me and my kids put on a show. I have 8 children, 7 girls, 1 boy, and we perform. We sing.
You should bring them next time.
Yes, I would.
Absolutely.
I will.
I want to put y'all in this thing we got coming up on June the 30th.
Okay. Keep me informed. I'm with it. I'm with it.
It's gonna be in Bell Fountain somewhere out that way, you know what I'm saying? Now, I will be shooting the address off so everybody be up on that, but that is the next Yisrael.
Well, we're well connected, so you already know. I don't mind. I love your ministry. I love what it is you are doing. I think it is phenomenal. I feel like it's a good look. I wanted to get out more so that it can be contagious and that other people, other black men can do it. It's just not enough of that in the home, definitely not in the community. So I'm very proud of you. I am very proud of your nation, what you do, what you represent. It's like you're keeping up with the times, but you got a family oriented. That's the same thing I do. We sing and we perform, but it's with my kids. It's who I birthed. That's my nation.
We got a lot in common, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We definitely have a lot in common. So that's why Yisrael United, we all about building, you know what I'm saying? We're never about tearing nothing down, even though everybody got differences of,
of everything. Everybody have differences of opinions, thoughts, mindsets, all of that.
I wouldn't fuck with a motherfucker if they was just yes men or yes women. They just want to do what the fuck I say. I ain't raised my kids that way. You know
well, in our world, the bottom line is love. Yeah. If everybody does it for that definition, it does not matter what you call yourself, what you don't call yourself, what you subscribe to, what you don't subscribe to, what you believe, what you don't believe. Every single human on the face of the planet wants love. Even the animals. That love is just the common denominator, and that's what we go by.
No doubt. Keep that positive energy going, girl. I like that.
I appreciate it. Before I get out of here, y'all, check me out on Alli Mae's Music on all sites. June the 1st, I have a super huge concert coming up at the Dark Room. That's the Grandel Theater down on the Grendel Square. The Dark Room, Alonzo Thomas, I see you. I appreciate you. We have a play called Enigma coming up. Mr. Herman Gordon. If y'all don't know who Herman is, y'all better check out Father. You think I can sing? No, Herman sings. That's Enigma. That is running June 9th through 11th. So comp your tickets for that. I am also a part of a worldwide competition, y'all, called Supermom. Your girl has advanced all the way to the quarterfinalists. So I need y'all to check my page out and get them votes in. The winner wins 20 grand cash and a weekend all expense paid trip to Palm Springs. What Supermom do you know besides Alli?
Girl, hey, so tell everybody where to go vote for your ass.
On all my sites, quit playing with me. ALLIMAYSMUSIC. There's not a site I own that you can't click on and get one of them links. Cast your vote, get your ticket, alright?
No doubt. Hey, y'all heard that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, from Yisrael United, we appreciate all.
I truly thank you guys for having me. This was cool. This was really cool.
Come on back.
I'm coming back and I'm bringing a bunch. We gonna see how that. My kids greedy. We gonna get some chicken, some peas or something. I got a 2-year-old. She's like, I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, and we gonna definitely keep you linked in to everything.
I appreciate it.
Because we fucks with the youth like a motherfucker.
Thank you.
That's our main focus. I know it might not look like it how we get down.
No, it looks like it because this is how it looks at home.
Exactly.
And trust me, I'm no stranger to it. I appreciate y'all having me. I hope everybody ran over to YouTube to follow Yisrael United. Follow his purpose. Follow his mission. Listen to what he's saying. His mission is to educate. And I got some gems today too. So go on over there, look at the video, share it, like, subscribe. Alright, I'm your girl Alli Mays, and I'm out.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna be right back with this scripture reading in a minute.
You are listening to Yisrael United, hosted by your brother Yekobin. You can follow us on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, and also subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're a kingdom awakening a nation. Hallelujah.
Yeah, alright. Yeah. Yisrael United, we back in this building, you know what I'm saying? That was a great, awesome interview with Miss Alli Mays. You know what I'm saying? That was good. Hey, man, one thing that we love to do is we love to get talented people on this platform and let them shine, let them do their thing. We love to do that. And if you are youth, that's an absolute plus. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. This is how we get down. We are Yisrael United. So if you like what we got going on, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and follow us wherever you at. It's all good. We finna get into the scripture reading. I think we on Numbers chapter 28, if I'm not mistaken.
Yisrael United.
We at Numbers.
End it on YouTube.
We at Numbers.
You looking at the wrong video.
Alright.
We at Numbers. Chapter
28.
Chapter
But
28.
before you get on into that reading, Tim, hold on now because we got to do a recap. We got to do a recap. And you slid right into the camera, so you got to slide back over.
This be dope.
Man, you got to slide back over. You got to slide on back over. Yeah, you all in the camera. I don't know what's going on, man. You supposed to be right there. Yeah, you can't be just getting out of the view with a camera like that. You ain't counting shots. Alright. Now, before we dig on into this, we need to know what happened last week. Who remember what happened last week? Who can give us a good recap of what happened last week? Hey, again, shout out to Miss Alli Mays for come fucking with us today. You know what I'm saying? But I know she got some shit for us. You know what I'm saying? That's all good. I like shit like that. You know. All right, now that should have gave y'all enough time. What is all this crinkling and crackling and all this shit I keep hearing? What the fuck is that? Hey, I want to be like again. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Now, who remember what happened last week?
Last week we read chapter 27, Numbers, and we talked about the daughters here. Well, we talked about the inheritances all in general, but it came out with one of the daughters of Yisrael United, who fathers got killed because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, and they was asking what inheritance should they get because they ain't have no brothers. And usually the inheritance go down to the sons. And the Most High did say that was first, since they didn't have any brothers, that they get their inheritance of their father. And then he made a rule that if the man dies and he don't have no sons or no daughters, then it will go to the uncle. If he don't got no brother, it'll go to somebody else. The father.
Okay, wait.
Well, you just gotta read the chapter. It's a specific order that you gotta go through. If they don't have the necessary people to inherit their
that's what
things.
you're talking about. We learned about inheritance.
Yes.
Okay, cool, good. Alright, that was a boring ass chapter last week, wasn't it?
It was a short chapter.
It was a short chapter. That wasn't it either. We also read about Moses talking to the Most High, saying that he know that he disobeyed him and that his time is up. And we read about how he was basically passing over his statue to the next leader.
Oh, okay, I get you. Alright. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, let me get my Bible out. I'm gonna give y'all a little second, man. Get y'all Bibles out real quick. We're gonna go and get these Bibles out. Get y'all
Have your Bible out. Have your Bible out.
Alright. Hope y'all got y'all Bibles out, man. Y'all need a little second. Y'all good? Everybody good? Alright, Tim, I guess everybody got their Bibles out. Everybody ready, man? Shit up. What you got for us?
We at Numbers, chapter 28, verse 1. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 2, command the Israelites and say to them, you shall be careful to present at its appointed time during the year my offering, my food for my offerings by fire as a sweet and soothing aroma to me. Verse 3. You shall say to the people, this is the offering by fire which you shall present to the Lord every day. 2 male lambs, 1 year old without blemish, as a continual burnt offering. Verse 4. You shall offer 1 lamb in the morning, and you shall offer the other lamb at twilight. Verse 5. Also, a tenth of an ephah of finely, what they say, of fine
Flour. Yeah. Fine flour. As a grain of
finely milled flour as a grain offering, mixed with a fourth of a hin of pressed oil. Verse 6. It is a continual burnt offering which was ordained on Mount Sinai as a sweet and soothing aroma and offering by fire to the Lord. Verse 7. Its drink offering shall be fourth of a hin for each lamb. In the holy place you shall pour out a strong drink offering to the Lord. Verse 8. The other lamb you shall offer at twilight as the grain offering of the morning and as its drink offering. You shall offer it an offering by fire, a sweet and soothing aroma to the Lord. Verse 9. Then on the Sabbath day, 2 male lambs, 1 year old without blemish, and 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, and its drink offering. Verse 10. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, in addition to the continual burnt offering and its drink offering. Verse 11. Then at the beginning of each of your months, you shall present a burnt offering to the Lord. 2 bulls, 1 ram, 1 ram, 7 male lambs, 1 year old without blemish. Verse 12. And 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for each bull, and 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for the 1 ram. Verse 13. And 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for each lamb, as a burnt offering of a sweet and soothing aroma, an offering by fire to the Lord. Verse 14. Their drink offerings shall be half a hin of Their drink offering shall be half of hin of wine for a bull, and 1/3 of a hin for a ram, and 1/4 of a hin for a lamb. This is the burnt offering of each month throughout the months of the year. Verse 15. And 1 male goat as a sin offering to the Lord. It shall be offered with its drink offering in addition to the continual burnt offering. Verse 16. The Lord's Passover shall be on the 14th day of the first month of each year. Verse 17. There shall be a feast on the 15th day of this month. Unleavened bread shall be eaten for 7 days. Verse 18. On the first day there shall be a holy Simon assembly. You shall do no laborious work that day. Verse 19. But you shall present an offering by fire, a burnt offering to the Lord. 2 bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs, 1 year old, without blemish. Verse 20. For their grain offering you shall offer fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, and 2/10 for the ram. Verse 21. You shall offer 1/10 of an ephah for each of the 7 male lambs. Verse 22. And 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. Verse 23. You shall present these in addition to the burnt offering of the morning, which is for a continual burnt offering. Verse 24. In this way you shall present daily for 7 days the food of the offering by fire, a sweet and soothing aroma to the Lord. It shall be presented with its drink offering in addition to the continual burnt offering. Verse 25. On the 7th day you shall have a holy Simon assembly. You shall do no laborious work. Verse 26. Also, on the day of the first fruits, when you offer a new grain offering to the Lord at your feast of weeks, you shall have a holy Simon assembly. You shall do no laborious work. Verse 27. You shall present the burnt offering as a sweet soothing aroma to the Lord. 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 male lambs, 1 year old. Verse 28. And their grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each bull, 2/10 for the 2/10 for the 1 ram. Verse 29. 1/10 for each of the 7 male lambs. Verse 30. And 1 male goat to make atonement for you. Verse 31. In addition to the continual burnt offering and his grain offering, you shall present them with their drink offerings. They shall be without blemish.
Is that it? I guess I didn't get the end of that, so about more offerings. Somebody explain to me what was going on. What I missed?
Well, from what I got on it, started off talking about, well, the Most High started off telling Moses to tell the people about the offerings that we have to do, or that we still, well, we don't got to do it today, but that we
we do got to do the festival.
Well, before the festival, we was talking about the offerings that they had to continue doing.
Okay.
Talking about the ascending offering that they had to do, and then went by.
It started off with the festival.
No.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me and Yakabin. What you got to say? What you got to say?
What happened?
Well, my bad. You.
No.
I
I
had
heard
to
you
go back
now.
and reread it.
Because it didn't start with the
It
festival.
didn't start with the
went down
festival.
to
It's
the
talking
festival
about,
at the like in the middle of the verse. I mean, in the middle of the chapter, then they start talking about the Passover and the festival and all that. But at the beginning of the chapter, it was talking about the offerings that we had to continue doing for the Most High.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't one offering; it was offerings like the sin offerings. You know,
Multiple offerings.
Yeah. All that. Basically reminding us about our offerings.
Okay. So is that all we was talking about was the offerings and the festivals? So
Hello.
Basically, it's the gist of it.
Yeah.
what about
Lots
the
of
offering?
offerings.
Huh?
Lots of offerings.
Who's this?
Lots.
Hold on. Okay.
All to the Sabbath day.
I wish I would have seen that on the road. It's just That's hilarious, boy. All right, now we was talking about these offerings. Oh, there it is. Look, y'all see.
You looking like
Now, what was we talking about?
Offerings.
And then the festivals, right?
A lot of offerings.
Yeah.
A lot of offerings.
It was like
the
a
Holy
reminder.
Convocation Day, the
Yeah.
Sabbath day. You say, remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. You won't do no work on that day.
Oh, and then he gave you, okay.
So it's like a reminder of the Passover and the offerings. to keep
Reminder
us,
of the Passover and all.
you know,
Oh,
It added something. I
it
didn't know.
did add something.
what
But
it at?
at the
We're
end,
supposed to have a festival on the second day of the Passover.
The
Like the-
festival.
I think he said the first. He said
So-
we supposed to. Okay,
Hold on, so where y'all read that at?
so he
The first
said.
day of the Passover, the second day of the Passover, when we supposed
He
to have
said
the festival?
14
The
days
16th.
after the
14 days.
Yeah,
Okay, 14
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
After, and then the 15th day,
Huh.
then we have a festival.
Oh, the
Yeah.
15th day, after the 15th day.
So he talking about the Passover, right?
Yeah, the 15th.
Okay,
day,
so
we
let's
have
go
the
ahead and do it again. So let's go back to this Passover thing. Where is that at?
It's on the 16th. Verse 16.
Verse 16.
Verse 16, let me see. Let's go to verse 16.
29, 16,
28,
28,
28.
28, 28.
We're going to Numbers chapter 28,
16.
verse 16. It says, and in the first new moon on the 14th day is the Passah. It's the Passover of the Most High. So the Passover is the first new moon on the 14th day.
Right.
All right.
On the
And
first.
on the 15th day of this new moon is a festival.
So that
Yeah.
is the second day.
15th day.
So,
of the festival.
you mean to tell me we don't know that we're supposed to be having a festival for 7 days of the Passover? That's what the whole Passover is. We do so.
I thought it was
festival.
1 day.
Yeah, that's what it said. It didn't say the whole 7 days.
We
The
thought
Most High was
just-
I thought we were supposed to throw
Yeah.
food away
The
after the first day.
Passover is that 1 day, but then the festival
was
that's
7
the
days.
that's the 7 days, and at the end of the festival we got to yes a bit again.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know that?
Again. Yeah,
I
again.
thought
We
the
did that.
Passover was 7 days. We did
We
do
used
it,
to go eat.
but I thought
Mr.
by
Whole
turn
Eating
the
Day.
Passover was 7 days and the festival was just for 1 day.
Mr. Whole
No.
What did you do with that?
So y'all confusing.
I thought the Passover
Y'all
was-
confusing the
Yeah,
feast.
where y'all-
Y'all
where y'all-
confusing the
where y'all-
feast.
Yeah, okay, so it do say,
Yeah, it is a feast first.
it do say in the 15th day of this month is a feast. 7 days shall be unleavened bread. That's a feast.
So y'all forgetting.
Myself, I-
No. It's a feast first before all that. It's a feast first.
Right.
When the sun is going down, leading on into Passover. Once Passover comes on, then it's the festival. And at the end of the festival,
That's not what this said.
That's so nice.
okay, well read this again.
It's saying, and on the 15th day, this is the month. On the 15th day of this month is the feast.
Right.
Unleavened bread.
But that's not the start of the Passover. That's the second day of the
So
Passover.
that's on the 15th day of this new moon is the festival. For 7 days, unleavened bread is to be eaten. Now listen, on the first day it's no, okay, so we talking about that. It ain't going, okay, now. Who remember where this is at?
I think in Exodus.
I remember what?
The Passover. Let's go back. Let's get this together. Because
Going back to the past.
yeah, let's go back to the Passover. Let's get this together.
Exodus. Exodus what?
Passover.
Exodus what?
Do we know where it's at? Don't be hanging
know
on
where it's
swag.
at.
Don't be hanging up.
We know where it's at.
Gone.
We know where it's at. I don't know.
Am I the only one looking for it?
No,
Yeah, he said the Passover.
Yes.
I thought it was 28 verse 16. In Numbers.
No, I'm
Numbers
talking about
28 verse.
Exodus.
Exodus
It's
verse
Exodus
20.
12.
Oh, so you ain't paying attention at all, is
I am, but
you? No, I'm not.
It's
Exodus.
Exodus 12.
Oh, it's Exodus 12?
Okay, let's
You
go
got
ahead and
Exodus
find
12.
it. Let's see. Exodus 12.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's go look for this real quick.
Actually, it's 12. Action blows. Okay, Exodus
Let
12.
me see. Exodus
What
12
verse?
says, and the Most High spoke to Moses and to Aaron in the land of Mizraim, saying, hold on now, you going all the way back to the, okay, hold on. Let's go to the remembrance. That's the beginning of the whole Passover. And I know I did ask y'all for that. Hold on. Is this what we looking for though? Hold on.
It should be like towards the end of the chapter.
All right, hold on. Let's go ahead and read this. I think this is what we're looking for. So it says, this new moon is the beginning of new moons for you. It is the first new moon of the year for you. Speak to all the congregation of Yisrael, saying, on the 10th day of this new moon, each one of them is to take for himself a lamb. Okay, so now this is time about the getting prepared for it, right? Hold on. Do we need to read the whole thing on over again so we can get it?
the whole thing.
No.
Okay, so let's just go back to the remembrance. I'm gonna go down to the remembrance, and it says, going all the way down to 14. Y'all with me?
Mm-hmm.
All the way down to Exodus
14.
chapter 12, verse 14.
14.
Y'all with me?
Mm-hmm.
And this day shall become to you a remembrance, and you shall celebrate it as a festival to the Most High throughout your generations. Celebrate it as a festival and everlasting law. 7 days you should eat unleavened bread. Indeed, on the first day, cause leavened bread to cease for your house. Okay. Now that's going on to the gathering. Okay. And on the first day is a set apart gathering, and on the seventh day you have a set apart gathering. No work is at all done on them, only that which is eaten by every being that is alone prepared by you. And you should go at the festival of Mosai for this. Alright. In the first month, on the 14th day of the new moon, in the evening, you should eat unleavened bread. Okay. So, let's make sure we get that. Go back to we're going to go to Exodus 12. We're going to go to Exodus chapter 12, verse 14. We're going to go back there so we can make sure we get this. Because we're confusing the feast and the festivals and things like that. All right?
Well, I noticed when you was reading your version of the Bible, it said festival, but in ours it said feast.
Right, because they mixing it up. But we got to get what's going on because they at different times. All right?
So 14 you say that.
14 says, and this day shall become to you a remembrance, and you shall celebrate it as a festival to the Most High throughout your generations. So, celebrate it as a festival, an everlasting law. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. We did that, right? Indeed, on the first day you shall cause leavened bread to cease for your house. For whoever eat leavened bread on the first day until the 7th day, that being shall be cut off from Yisrael. And on the first day is a set apart gathering, and on the 7th day you have a set apart gathering. No work at all is done on them, only that which is eaten by every being, that alone is prepared by you. And you shall guard the festival of Mozart, for on this same day I brought your divisions out of the land of Mizraim, and you shall guard this day throughout your generations as the everlasting law. Right? Now it goes into it now. It says, on the first month, now let's go back over into Numbers. We're going to read this at the same time, make sure they coincide with each other, right? Who got Numbers? Because I got
Numbers.
Tim got numbers.
You got Numbers, Tim?
Yeah, I got all of them.
All right, now read. Now, don't read, but just follow along in Numbers and see if this is the same thing. It says, in the first month, on the 14th day of the new moon, in the evening. All right, we got that, right? Same thing in the evening, right? You shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the new moon in the evening, right?
Numbers chapter. The numbers we at.
Well, hold on now. We in Exodus right now.
Exodus.
For 7 days, no leavening is to be found in your house, and is anyone eating? Okay. If anyone eats what is leavening on that being shall be cut off from the congregation of Yisrael, whether sojourner or native. Do not eat which is leavening in your dwellings. All right. Now, let's hold on. That ain't talk about the feast, the first feast though, did it? Let me see. Did it? It talked about the festival of Mozart, which was the 7 days, but it didn't go into the first feast before that, right?
No.
Okay, cool. Let's see, where is it over here? So let's go back up. No, let me see.
Going back up.
No. So, the evening. In the first month, on the 14th day of the new moon, in the evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the twilight. That's in Exodus chapter 12, verse 18. I just read that, right? No?
You started 14.
Right, and I read all the way down to that, right?
Yeah.
So we went over the whole thing and we didn't go over the feast, right?
Yeah.
But that says in the first month on the 14th day of the new moon in the evening you should eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the new moon. Read to me what yours say. Because yours says something about the 15th day.
You on the right page. It's like chapter verse 14.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers.
On 28.
Numbers.
It's verse 16.
Numbers chapter 28, verse 16. Said.
Let me see. And on the first new moon of the 14th day, which is the Passover of the Most High, right? And on the 15th day of the new moon is a festival. For 7 days unleavened bread.
Verse 16 says.
Hold on, I just read it. I just read it. So, okay, let me do this again. So we go back. So, okay. The issue is we don't know when the feast is, right?
Well, yes, confusion.
On the Sabbath day.
I thought it was the first day of the Passover when it first started.
Well, it is. Okay, so let me do. I just see. That's how I know that when y'all not listening.
But it says it's the feast on the 15th day.
Exactly.
That's not the first day.
Well, hold on, because you moving kind of fast, but I know he ain't listening. He ain't paying attention.
I've been saying it from the jump.
What?
I said,
And y'all just weren't listening.
I'm saying what?
That the Passover was like on the 14th day and the feast was right after that.
Nah, hold on. Okay. Let's do this again. Because that's not what it is. It is in that order, but you're still missing right here when it says Exodus chapter 12, verse. Let's go back to 18. If y'all will go, that's why I see you with your hands crossed. I say you wasn't paying attention. I'm reading this for a reason. It's not just like I'm reading this for no reason. I'm reading this for a reason. It says, in the first month, on the 14th day of the new moon, in the evening. Didn't I say that the first? In the evening. So, the 14th day in the evening. And it goes to say, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the new moon in the evening. So something ain't adding up there. Because y'all telling me the 15th day.
Or the feast should start.
Well, the festival started. That's
No,
the festival,
that
but they ain't
sounds
talking
like the
about the
festival
feast.
right there.
That is the festival. That's not the feast.
Right, but we said
Because we gotta remember
We
it was a
still
time
working
where
on
the
it.
Most High had commanded the nation of Yisrael to give everything together in haste before he put the mark over the door. All that it's a feast.
That's not a feast. That sounds like a
It's an eating.
fiesta.
It is an eating. Yes, it is. It's a feast. But hold on now. I'm trying to get where it talks about eating that feast, and then it says eat it before twilight. In the twilight. It says in the twilight. And that's giving you the time frame. But hold on.
But I thought that was the date of the Passover, the 14th day instead of the 15th day.
That is. That's the confusion. That's what I'm trying. That's when the
So
feast
you got a
happens.
feast and then a festival. The festival was the unleavened bread.
Yeah, it's the whole 7 days.
That's the set right. That's when the Passover starts. But you got to remember, it actually starts when the sun's going down in the evening. That's why we getting all of the unleavened bread, and we having the feast of unleavened bread.
Yeah, but it says that's supposed to be on the 15th day, the second.
No, the 15th day is the feast of Mazat.
But that say in our Bible that say that's the feast.
It's the festival. The festival lasts. It say, remember this as a festival. The feast is different. Hold on. Let's get there. Let's get there. I know you're reading out your book, but your book probably is calling the festival and the feast is The festival is the whole ordeal.
Yeah, it's the full 7 days.
Right. But hold on now.
But if we going if I'm thinking like how you thinking and reading this, it'll say like the festival will be starting on the 15th day, but it starts on the 14th day.
Now the festival starts on the 14th day.
Right, but this one say that the feast starts on the 15th day. So I'm saying, are we supposed to like have the big feast with unleavened bread?
No, this one doesn't say that. This one says it starts on the 14th. Let me go back to it. Where we at?
It was on Numbers 28 verse 16.
28 verse 16. And on the first new moon of the 14th day is the Passover.
Yeah, it's 17.
No, I just read 16.
No, it's the 17 where it say the 15th day.
I know, but that's talking about the festival. We talking about when the Passover starts.
Nah, hers is saying that in the 15th day.
I know that's the 17 is saying, and on the 15th day is the new moon festival.
Right.
Right. But on the go read what it says on 16th, the verse before that.
Yeah, I'm looking at so in the scripture it say, and on the first new moon on the 14th day is the Passover.
Right.
It's not saying. Right here it says on the 15th day is the new moon.
It's the festival.
Yeah, it's a festival for 7 days until.
Right. So what happens at the beginning of the Passover?
Throw out all the bread.
See, the Passover and the festival is two different things. Okay, hold on.
We know that.
Let's go back. What's going on?
Because we know the Passover and the
and the
festival
festival
are
is
two different things. The Passover is one specific day, and the festival is for the 7 days.
Right.
My question is, we know we're supposed to have a feast. Is the feast on the first day of the Passover when the Passover first start, or is on the second day? Because in the Bible, in my Bible, would say it start. I mean, the feast is on the second day, on the 15th day. So that's like
That's what it's saying in my
the
Bible.
evening.
And that's
of
like
the next
twilight.
day.
I think that's what when they say twilight. That evening.
No, when it was saying the twilight for them, that was on the actual Passover, on the day of the Passover, because they had to eat everything before they got out of there.
So it's supposed to be 2 feasts?
No, we just gotta know when we feast. I know when they feast, it was on the same day.
That's when they did it.
Yeah, but is it the same with us? Because on her it's saying 15th day. That's my question.
Okay, wait a minute. What's your question again, Cash? I ain't hear that. None of that.
So we know that during the Passover, the actual Passover that we're remembering, they had the feast on the Passover so they could put the blood on the outside and they can get up out of there. They had to do that on the actual Passover. My question is, since this saying that the feast is on the 15th, do we do it on the actual Passover or do we do it on the day after the Passover, which is the 15th day?
Okay, wait a minute. Y'all got my head hurt. Now, say it one more time for me.
So the twilight thing, where they
The
have
twilight
to eat
thing.
during the Passover.
Oh, wait, before you ask me, let me read this one more time. Maybe this will give a little bit of clarity. Maybe I wasn't reading enough of it. We're going to go all the way back to Exodus chapter 12. We finna see the whole thing. And maybe this will show a little more clarity. And the Most High spoke to Moses and to Aaron in the land of Yisrael, in the land of Egypt, saying, this new moon is the beginning of new moons for you. It is the first new moon of the year for you. Speak to all of the congregation of Yisrael, saying, on the 10th day of this new moon, each one of them is to take for himself a lamb according to the house of his father, a lamb for his household. All right. If the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the beans, according to the number of men needed. Each man need for you to count. So, okay, everybody get their own shit. All right? Let the lamb be a perfect one, a year old. Take it from a sheep, from the goats. If you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same new moon, then all the assembly of Yisrael shall slay it before the evening. All right? And then they shall take it and put it on the doorpost. That's the blood. And they shall eat the flesh on that night, roast in the fire with unleavened bread, with bitter herbs, and they should eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roasted in the fire, its head with its legs and its inward parts. Do not leave it until morning. And what remains of it until morning, you are to burn with fire. And this is how you eat it. Your loins grilled, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is the Passah, it is the Passover of the Most High. Did we not get that? This is the feast that we are talking about.
So what's the ingredient?
Wait a minute. You're moving to the next question. Stop it. And he got his head down. He ain't even paid attention. I'm asking y'all, did y'all just hear the feast?
Yes.
Did y'all just hear how the Passover starts? Do I need to reread it? I can reread it because that whole beginning, when it said, let this be a remembrance, the whole beginning said, let speak to the children of Yisrael. On this new moon, it's the beginning of the new moons for you, and it is the first new moon of the year for you. Do I need to reread it? Because we're talking about the feast where it say, go get your lamb. Oh, wait a minute. Because he's still looking like he don't know what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. Okay. Because the question is, we don't know when the feast is. It before the Passover, and we don't know it's the difference between the Passover and the festival. Y'all said y'all knew the difference between the festival that was 7 days, right?
We didn't ask that, OJ. We asked was
The feast.
The feast. You said
Was it before the?
We didn't ask was it before. We asked was it during, like when the Passover first start at the
No,
Sunday.
y'all said the Passover then the feast. That's what he just said.
Well, that's probably what he said. That wasn't my question.
I did say that.
Yeah, that's what you just said. You said I've been saying it since the beginning.
I did.
Yeah, but that's not what we saying though.
No, I didn't agree with that.
That's not what we saying. Exactly. That's why I said you wasn't paying no attention.
This sounded like it all.
No, and by the way, you wrong.
You said that already.
No, I just read it. I'm gonna reread it. I'm gonna reread it because you had your head down and you weren't paying attention. Yeah, no. Back to your question. Your question was about the feast.
Yeah.
Was it before the Passover or not?
No, I'm not asking was it before the Passover or not. I didn't say that. I said is it on the Passover or was it after the day of the Passover?
It's the start of.
But
when it say get all the unleavened bread out the house.
That's the day of the Passover. Yeah.
That's the beginning.
Right, of the festival.
No. The festival starts on the 15th day.
But how for 7 days?
On here is so if we go back to
Now what you mean how this is for 7 days?
So if the festival of the well, not the Passover, if the festival of the Most High is for 7 days and it start on the Passover.
Because see, that's what I'm saying. Now we finna revisit this again. Y'all ain't understanding about this twilight thing. So when the sun, so it says on the 14th day in the evening. And hold on. That's why I need to get this twilight thing. I need to find the verse where it talks about in this twilight, before this twilight, because the twilight thing is very important. It's the time between the sun falling and when it get completely night. That is twilight. So we gotta know when this feast is.
Right.
So when the sun is going down on that 14th day, we supposed to be getting it shouldn't be no unleavened bread in. We supposed to be getting our feast on and all that in that time. When the sun is down, nighttime in the evening, guess what? All that shit should be done. The feast should be over with. We supposed to be in Passover. That's when the festival starts. That's when that whole 7 day starts.
Nah, it's confusing. Because I thought.
Okay, let's read. It says, hold on. In the first month on the 14th day of the new moon in the evening.
Yeah, it was just the sundown on the 14th day of the new moon. That's Passover.
Twilight.
That's not twilight. That's Passover.
That's when the that's why I need to find. Okay, that's
Twilight.
why you being confused because you don't see the verse where it's talking about twilight.
I remember it though.
So it's
No, we need to go to it. You can't remember it if you're confused. Because what does it apply right here?
It applies when the evening, but that's like after the fact.
How?
Because
The twilight comes before the evening set.
What?
I thought twilight was at 12 a.m.
no, twilight is not at midnight. Twilight is when the sun going down.
Yes. That's
Right.
before the evening.
So that's like right before.
That's like what we would consider right at the beginning of evening.
6 a.m.
Right, when sun is setting, when the time when sun is setting, all the way down when it's done, that's a couple of hours there. You know that, right?
Right.
like 2 years.
Yeah, that is twilight. And when the sun is coming up in that couple of hours, that's called dawn.
Right.
What?
It
You can't tell when it's
I ain't know
dawn
that.
and twilight.
it is. That's what this is
I
called.
thought that was like the moon type shit. I thought that was some moon, like moon.
I knew that.
That's what this is called. So yeah, when it say evening, that is the beginning of the evening. It is. The sun is going down. It's just not completely down.
But I don't think that's answering my question
Like,
either.
give me a dawn. 5 o'clock.
So, hi, what's your question?
My question is the feast.
Right.
The Passover, it starts at the evening of the 14th day. Well, it starts the 14th day, is what I'm trying to say.
The evening of, yes.
So that's when the sun is going down.
Right.
It's 16 of Numbers 28.
Yes.
It says on the 15th day you should feast. It's the feast.
Oh,
Which
no,
is the next-
but that's
that's
where.
like
But hold
24
on. Let me get to it. Now you say the 28 Numbers 28 what?
Verse 17.
So mine's it says on the 15th day of this new moon is a festival. You see where the confusion is? A festival. Now to clarify that confusion, go back to, this is why I keep referencing Exodus. Go back to Exodus chapter 12.
Yeah, but we went back and you read.
Hold
what we're
on.
supposed to remember.
Hold on. Go back to Exodus chapter 12, verse 14, and read it.
It don't mention the feast. We already went through that.
No, read it.
In my book.
Yeah. Yep. No, Exodus chapter 12, verse 14.
In this day you shall be unto you for a memorial.
Mhm.
You shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. You shall keep it as a feast by an ordinance forever.
So that's where your confusion coming in at. It's a translation thing right there.
Yes, I was just going to say
Yeah,
festival and skip, but
because were you saying feast at, it's a festival. We celebrate it as a festival. Right. It's not celebrated as a feast. The feast is when we eat. And we start eating, it's a feast of unleavened bread. So hold on, let me see. The Bible calls it the festival of Mosiah. So what does the Bible call it on 17 for you? Read 17.
Mufasa.
And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For this same day I have brought you out the armies.
I see. So that's where it's a translation. That's where the confusion comes in at. That's why we have these different types of Bibles, so we can see these different translation barriers there. It's a difference between the feast and the festival. This scripture is calling it the festival. Yours, read it. Yours is calling it a feast. But I do need, see, ain't nobody helping me find. No. The scriptures is better because the King James used these other words.
Right.
But what we need to do is find the verse where it talks about the time where we eat it at sundown. You know what I'm saying? We need to find the twilight verse.
Right.
That's what we need to find. You see what it says, Cash?
Yeah.
So that's where the confusion coming in there, because a feast and a festival is two different things.
Yeah.
But let me see that. That's why you confused with that, but I keep on references in that 14 because that's referencing the feast. That's when it says we eat. Do not leave it until morning. It don't say keep it for the 7 days. It don't say eat for the 7 days.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're supposed to not have no leavening bread in your house for the 7 days, because it is a feast of unleavened bread. Anytime you eat, you're supposed to eat with no leavening bread. It is a fest. That's the Lent. It's the festival. But the feast, when you eating, it describes it right here. And they shall eat the flesh on that night, roasted in fire with unleavened bread and with butter herbs, and they shall eat it. Do not eat it raw. That's on verse 7. Well, verse 8. Exodus 12, verse 8. That's describing what the feast, when they eating. And that's not telling them to eat like that for the 7 days. That's telling them to eat it and get rid of it before the morning.
My book says twilight is the morning. But I'm over to read
What?
It's what they say. It keeps saying Twilight.
Hold on.
Let me look it up. Hold on. Let me
So,
look it up.
dusk. Let's use dusk.
You said Twilight though.
Yeah, dusk. Dusk is the evening, the part where the sun going down. Dusk and dawn. Let's use them two. Because it seemed like you can put them both together. So let's use dusk and dawn. But I do want to find that verse where it's talking about, or it's talking about that at. We got to find that verse. This was good, man. This is good. Alright, I wish Brother D could be over here helping us out with finding these verses.
What happened was,
but that's all good. We need to find that verse where it's talking about the twilight and things like that, man.
Yeah, Twilight is dusk and dawn.
Yeah, I just said you was putting them together,
I'm sure, like, yeah.
but you ain't okay. But okay, whatever. I know it's confusion now. That's why we have to dig through this confusion though. We gotta know what we're talking about here. Yeah, we definitely gotta know what we're talking about here. Well, we ain't finna spend this time looking for it, but we need to bookmark that. And the next time we come on, we need to address that Twilight thing. Yeah, no doubt. But it's talking about it right here. But the 15th day is the 15th until the 21st is what, 7 days? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 6 days. Right? Is it 6 days in total or 7 days in total?
7.
7 in total from the 15th to the 21st?
no.
I thought the 14th to the 21st would be 7.
14.
No, yeah, that's 6. Yeah, 14. Yeah.
Okay. So 6 days. It's a 6-day festival.
It's
So that's
6
where it was a little confusing at when we was talking about when we were supposed to have the last day congregation because it didn't fall on Yesabit. Remember that?
Right.
What we was talking about this year, it didn't fall on Yesabit. So we had to have like 2 Yesabits because that was a day of no work too.
Right.
Remember? Y'all remember that we was confused. We had to call off. Kept calling off from work and school and all that. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was a whole big confusing time. So that's why we need to have this down pat. We need to get it right. So we don't keep having this confusion. This is the 3rd year. And we still got this confusion. I told y'all about the Twilight thing the 1st year. Shouldn't even be no confusion.
I said they added something because they still don't talk about the feast. Well, the second festival. I didn't know it was 2 festivals during this time.
No, it's one festival.
The festival.
For 7 days. So what's on the 15th day?
The 15th day is the start of the festival. But on the 14th day is the start of the Passover. The Passover starts off with the feast.
I thought the festival was
Feast of
7
the
days.
Passover.
The feast.
Of the Passover.
Now the festival is 6 days. The festival is from the 15th day into the 21st day. So how many days is that?
That's 6 days.
Right. That's how many days the festival lasts. But on that 14th day, the Passover starts.
Passover starts.
Um,
14th day.
Well, let's read it from Scripture. Ain't that what Scripture say?
So what's
Can you
Scripture
read
say?
Numbers 28 and 16 out your book?
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Numbers 28 and 16.
Yeah.
Let's go to Numbers 28 and 16 again. Let's read this. And in the first new moon on the 14th day is the Passover.
It was somewhere where you had read and you said the first day or the 14th day of the first new moon. It was like the Passover, the festival of the Passover, I think. And then you said on the 15th day was the moon
Yeah,
festival.
absolutely. So let me read 16 and 17. And in the first new moon on the 14th day is the Passover. Now you do know that's the Passover. At the beginning of the Passover, this is when we talking about we eating this shit. That's the feast. At the beginning of right there, that 14th day. At the beginning of right there, that 14th day. All right, we got that right.
Okay.
All right. Now the next verse says, and on the 15th day. Now that's another day. That's the 15th day. That's another day.
Yeah.
Another day.
Yeah, that's another day. That's the 15th day.
But it don't clarify that in the Exodus chapter.
Well, let's go. Let's see. I think it does. Now let's go.
What is that?
It says,
Sorry.
let's see.
In verse 14.
Well, hold on.
Actually, 12.
Let's go to 14, yeah. And this day shall become to you a remembrance, and you shall celebrate it as a festival to the Most High throughout your generations.
See, that's one festival starting on the 14th day.
Hold on now. Celebrate it as a festival at everlasting law. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. Didn't say 6. It says 7. Hold on now. Indeed, on the first day you cause leavening to cease from your house. So it's telling you, indeed, not on that second day, on that first day.
Yeah.
All right, the 14th, not the 15th, the
Yeah.
14th. All right. For whoever eat leavened bread on the first day, the very first, until the 7th day, that being shall be cut off from Yisrael. All right, so we got that, right?
Yeah.
All right. It says, if you go down to 17, and you shall guard the festival of Mozart, for on this same day I brought your divisions out of the land of Egypt. And you shall guard this day throughout your generations in everlasting law. Now, we ready for this? It says, in the first month, on the 14th day, get that? The 14th, not the 15th, the 14th of the new moon in the evening. It's telling you, in the evening though. Alright?
So you say that's dusk
In the evening.
when the sun going down.
And yes,
Sun down.
in the evening.
So it's almost gonna be the 15th day.
No.
No, you're not getting it.
Or is it the beginning of the 14th day?
A day don't start. You see, he not getting it.
Well,
So what I'm saying is, okay, so say for instance the Passover started right now. Right now we in a.
It wouldn't start right
It
now.
was
Right,
right,
I'm trying to
exactly.
say it's the morning.
It's the morning, but we will be feasting right now, right?
no, not yet. When the sun start to go down.
So when we
Right,
do
yeah, we have
so
to
when
done
what is it
before the
when we
sun all the way down, right?
so
Right.
what is the big old
So that's
feast?
done,
We still
like-
have to eat unleavened bread,
That's
don't we?
dusk.
Dusk.
Dawn is when the sun's coming up. Alright. Now, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the new moon. Alright, that's 7 days.
7 days.
That's not 6 days. Now, if you go back to Numbers chapter 28, verse, what was that?
16, 17.
16, it says, and in the first new moon on the 14th day is the Passover. The only thing is missing is in the evening.
Right.
And on the 15th day of this new moon is the festival.
Eat.
So, is this saying that the festival of the moon is 7 days? So that means basically we'll be celebrating the Passover for 8 days.
No, 7 days. 7 days. And you was, that was a good question. I didn't say that was a bad question.
That's 6 days.
That was a legitimate question. It was good.
So it'll be 15 to the
And it was just because you were a little confused there. But you on the right track. by thinking about the dusk part.
You still have to count that 15 days.
The 14th day is there already. But going into that 15th day, because we're talking about in the evening,
No.
going into that 15th day, y'all not listening.
Yeah, we listening. I'm trying to tell him.
We not listening because
I
he
know.
trying to tell me that
You
the
gotta
15th
count.
day to the 21st day is 7 days. That's 6
You
days.
gotta count
No,
that
that's
15.
6 days. No, that's 6 days.
The 14th day.
From the 14th day into the 21st is the 7 days.
That's 7 days.
Now hold on, let
So
me
we not-
explain it because we're confused. Going down, the 14th day. We in the 14th day. Already in the 14th day. Right? That's when the Passover's starting. Just telling you, the Passover is starting. When? That 14th day. When in that 14th day? We in the 14th day, but what time in that 14th day? In the evening. Right? Is it telling you that? Are we agreeing?
Agreeing.
In the evening. That's the end of the 14th day in the evening. Sun going down. We eating and we getting it done. Alright? We done eating by the time sun going all the way down. We getting rid of everything out the house. Because why? By the time the sun come up that next morning, we ain't supposed to have that shit around no more.
You gone.
Did we just read that or not?
Yes.
You gone.
That's the 15th day. Because the sun had already dropped, moving on to the 15th day. And that's the festival starts. But the Passover is from the 14th to the 21st. Are we still confused?
No.
He said he ain't confused.
I
You
hope
confused?
not.
I'm just thinking about getting me some unleavened bread tacos and unleavened bread
I know
sandwiches.
I know why he ain't confused. He never get it. What you got? You confused?
I know more.
You got it.
Kinda.
Honestly, you gotta be honest now. I don't want no,
I mean, the way you just explained it, you just explained the Passover as a festival when it's not.
I didn't.
You said we celebrate the Passover for 7 days.
No.
That's what
We
you said.
celebrating the Passover only lasts for that little one time frame.
I know, but I said the way you was explaining it. That's
Did I say the Passover lasted
You
for
did
7?
say the Passover
Yes,
last
7 days.
Well, then I'm staying corrected. It's not the Passover that's lasting for 7 days. It's the festival that's lasting for 7 days. The Passover is only lasting for that little time frame.
Well, now, so that confused me again because when the festival only lasts for 6 days, according to
Right, the festival does last for 6 days, but the Passover starts. It's the start of the festival. It kicks off the festival. The Passover is on the 14th. The festival is on the 15th. The Passover that one day. The festival is the other 6.
Okay.
It's a 7-day process. I don't know why it sounds so hard to get. It's 7 days.
So the festival and the Passover will start in this content. The Passover and the festival will start at the same time.
Hey, y'all could be calling in asking questions about this shit too. This is some interesting shit. Now, what's that?
The Passover and the festival could start at supposed to start at the same time.
The Passover kicks off the festival. Not necessarily starting at the same time. The festival starts on the 15th day.
So that means 6 days for the festival.
Right, it is. But it's 7 days in total. Because the Passover kicks off the festival. The Passover is first, and the festival comes right behind.
Okay.
Okay, let's let the Bible explain it to you best. And this day shall become a remembrance to you, and you shall celebrate it as a festival. You should celebrate it as a festival to the Most High.
So it is a festival.
Hold on now. Throughout your generations, celebrate it as a festival. Okay? an everlasting law. All right. Now this is the festival. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. For the whole 7 days. All right? This is including that very first day. As a matter of fact, the Bible says, indeed.
So you just confirmed that the festival and the Passover are at the same time.
Well, hold on now, because we letting Bible clarify better. Right? It says, indeed, on the first day, you cause leavening to cease from your house. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that being should be cut off. All right? Let's see. Now we're finna go. In the first month, on the 14th day of the new moon in the evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the new moon. For 7 days, no leavened bread is to be found in your house. That's what it says. Now, you move on to Numbers, though, and you go back to 16, it says, in the first new moon, on the 14th day, is the Passover of the Most High. It just separated it, though, because it said on the 15th of the day of the new moon is the festival. So it separated it right there.
Yes, I added something new. Technically. That's what I started with 30 minutes ago.
I would say it brings up a little bit of confusion if you don't know what's going on. The only reason you confused is because you ain't pay attention to when y'all thought I was just reading for no reason. Y'all thought I was just reading Exodus chapter 12 for no reason. I was reading the whole thing when it talked about go get the lamb and prepare it and put the blood thing. I read the whole drawn out thing for y'all. Y'all thought I was reading that for no reason at all.
I understood why you were reading it.
Because it talks about the feast. It talks about how we prepare for the Passover. It talks about it. So when we get to the point where when it don't talk about how we prepare for it and it just talks about this is when the Passover starts and when the festival starts, we don't get confused on what it's talking about. Because it don't think that it need to go back and repeat what it already said in long detail. It's going to go back and repeat, like summarize what it said. Like, you know, remember, Passover starts on the 14th and the feast started, the festival starts on the 15th. Y'all remember that, right? But it ain't going to tell you in detail, like, why and how. Yeah. It ain't going to tell you in detail why and how. Because you're supposed to already know, like, the procedures on the Passover. What do we have to do? What the Passover is all about. We were supposed to, the purpose of the Passover, it says, we're supposed to be getting our slippers. Hold on, let me read, because y'all, they just thought I was reading for no reason. Let me reread it again. They thought I was reading it for no reason. So, look, it says, it even go all the way back to on the 10th day when it talk about preparation. It's talking about preparation. It says, speak to the congregation of Yisrael, saying, on the 10th day of this new moon, each one of them is to take for himself a lamb. It talks about that. Why he taking himself a lamb? What he preparing for? Yeah, the feast. He's preparing for the feast. Okay, well, let's finish. It says, let the lamb be a perfect one, a year old. Take it from the sheep, from the goats. And you should keep it until when? The 14th day. It's talking about the preparation.
Straight.
You listening to this all the way back there? It's talking about your question. The preparation. The feast is talking about it.
I didn't have a question about that.
When does it occur? Your question, And it's telling you. Yeah, it's telling you.
I didn't have a question about the preparation.
How about the timing?
You already clarified that because it was a confusion with the word.
Well, of course, but but you talking about the feast and the Passover being the same, and you got it confused. The timing, the preparation. That's why I'm rereading this because we don't get it yet.
I didn't say the feast and the Passover was the same. I said the festival and the Passover start on the same day.
Right. That's what you said.
Fiesta.
But no, that's why I'm rereading it because this is explaining it in long form. You ain't got to get it from Brother Yekabin voice.
It's in the book.
It's in the book.
Yes.
It is. That's why I'm rereading it because, like I said, the first time when I read it, y'all was just looking at me like, what he going back reading that again for? And y'all wasn't getting it. So let me finish rereading because y'all ain't getting this whole preparation and this whole. He was still hung up on this whole Twilight thing. You know, he was still hung up. You know, I think he's still kind of hung up. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Is it daytime, nighttime? I don't know. Dawson, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? We don't know
sunset.
yet. Is it the 14th day? Is it the 15th day? I don't know yet. So that's why we need to go back and we need to get this because it's right here.
We're supposed to feast on the 15th day.
We supposed to festival on the 15th day.
See, I know the old boy.
The
We supposed to
18th.
feast on the 14th. Well, hold on now. This is why we're going through it. So look,
We got it.
it says,
We gonna get it.
and you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same new moon.
Yeah.
Then all the assembly of the congregation of Yisrael shall slay it between the evenings. So we talking about that whole 14th day, right? So y'all see what's taking place on that whole 14th day between the evening. Did y'all see it say evenings, not just one? Evenings. Did y'all hear this? Did y'all hear this?
It was
Evenings.
Evenings.
Okay, hold on. We finna go back to verse 6. Exodus chapter 12, verse 6. This is why it's important. See, when we was reading this the first time, y'all was just reading this. And when I was like, yeah, y'all need to pay attention to this. Hey, by the way, y'all need to go ahead and look at that episode where Brother Yekabin was like, y'all need to pay attention to this. It's time bomb. We need to be doing this in the twilight, in the dusk, in the dawn, in the dusk. And we went through a whole conversation about it. Y'all was acting like y'all got it and stuff. And y'all didn't even have it.
It's not plural.
Okay, hold on. So, it said, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same new moon. Then all the assembly of the congregation of Yisrael shall slay it between the evenings. Plural.
Not one evening.
Plural.
Mine's singular.
Evenings. Plural.
I ain't saying one.
What's yours say, Brother D?
Mine say evenings.
Do it say it plural? Let me see where is it. I'm trying to see.
I-E-N-G on the end. Right here.
Hold on.
There it say it.
Say in the evening.
It don't
Kill
say
it
between.
in the evening. You say kill it.
It say kill it in the evening.
Evening.
So that's one of them
That's
other.
plural.
Mine say the whole assembly of congregation of Yisrael shall kill it in the evening.
And what does the other book say?
It say between evenings. So what's the between evenings part? Is that the 14th?
That's
day
the
to
whole
15th day?
14th day.
How does 14 day have multiple evenings?
Cause
Hold on, no. How does it have multiple evenings? It's just one
Because
evening.
no, it's not. The day start in the evening.
Right.
They start the evening.
And then the next day is the next evening.
Right, but we talking about the dust thing. Remember we was talking about the
From evening to
the
evening
sun
to day.
Evening to evening.
from evening to evening makes a day. Remember?
Evening
Okay,
to
so let's get the visual now. Let's get the visual. The 14th day, right? The beginning of the 14th day, the sun dropped down all the way down to bam. The sundown. That's evening, right?
Yeah.
That's the 14th day, right?
Yeah.
Evening, right? All right. Between that evening, when sun coming down up, with all this killing in it, boom, boom, bam, bam, we getting the shit ready, bam, boom, bang, 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 getting ready for this feast, all the way down to what? The sun going down. It's almost nighttime, right? It's called what? What's that time in between? What's that time about?
Dust.
It's dust time, right?
Yes.
Then we ain't have no leavened bread because all this We was getting all that shit gone, right?
Right.
We ain't supposed to have no leavened bread because whoever eat leavened bread on that day, what? Get cut off.
You cut out.
Right?
Kick to the curb.
We don't know this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Huh?
do this.
I'm telling everybody. You too? You got this?
Yeah,
You know?
we do this.
Okay, cool.
What happened?
So, that we in the evening, right? In the dust time still, right? We eating in the dust. We eating shit. We eating shit. We eating shit,
That's
right?
the next day, though.
No, it's dust still. We eating because it's a
Yeah,
couple
it's dust.
hours in dust.
Yes, a couple hours.
Okay.
We eating.
Still eating.
Sun down now.
Gotta give it
Now
up.
sun is down. That's evening. From evening to evening. In between the evenings. You see what all just happened in between the evenings?
Okay. But when I said it's not multiple evenings in the day, y'all looked at me like I was crazy. You just did one evening to the next evening, which is one day to the next day.
Between the evenings, Cash. Did you just see what just took place between the evenings?
Yeah, I understand it now, but when I said there's not multiple evenings in a day, y'all looked at me like I was crazy.
Because you is crazy.
How? It's only one evening in a day. It go.
You're right. They get their own respective evenings, but a day is from evening to evening, from,
Right.
from night to
They
night.
for real,
night
for
to
sure
nightfall.
half a evening.
Evenings.
What?
It's like half the. It's like half and then sun up, sun
I'm not
down,
listening
and
to
then
you,
the
bro.
other half.
Cause you sound slow.
Oh my god.
So right, it's from evening to evening.
Evening.
So that's why the scripture says from in between the evenings.
Evening. In between
So do we
the
see
evenings.
how the Passover is that time? Because in that same time, during that dust is when the angel of death, you remember during that time they took the blood from the lamb that they slayed and put it over their doorpost? And this was going on in that 14th evening day. Remember that, right?
Evening.
Yes.
Yeah, they was putting all that going on over the doorpost, and then when that sun fell, that sunfall real,
Evening.
what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
The Most High took the first
The angel of death did what?
Yes.
Passed over the nation of Yisrael and killed all of the firstborn.
Right.
In that time.
Yeah. Skipped
Huh?
all over. Yeah.
Do we know this?
Yeah, it's in there.
So this is why we remember this. It's the evening to evening. That's why we do that preparation, because we're getting ready for that Passover. Which, when is the Passover? When did that angel of death pass over? In that evening. In that nightfall, right?
In that
Use
nightfall.
it again, because it does say, and you should keep it until the 14th day of the new moon. Then all the assembly of congregations of Yisrael should slay it between the evenings. So wouldn't that mean they will eat it on the 15th day because they kept it until the 14th day, then slayed it during the evenings?
No. They
That would
said
be
they
evening.
slaved it between the evenings.
Right.
Oh, I just explained it to you, Cash.
But I'm
So they slaved it between the evenings.
on the 14th day.
Right, on the 14th day.
So they ate it.
They ate it in that dust time. Because when the sun falls at night, when they put the blood over the doorpost and the sun, it was completely nighttime.
Yeah.
Everybody's supposed to be sleeping before the sun come up.
Yeah.
That's when the angel of death slew all of the firstborn and passed over the nation of Yisrael.
Okay.
And if you keep reading, it says that's when we had the very next day, we had to get up in haste because the Pharaoh, all the Egyptians was mad. And they was going after the nation of Yisrael to kill them because they knew that the Most High killed all their firstborn. So the Pharaoh sent the army out to kill the nation of Yisrael, so we had to leave in haste.
In haste, yeah.
We had to get the fuck out of there fast. So it wasn't no time to let that shit get leavened, bread to rise and all that. We had to burn the fuck out of there. We had to go because it was going down. That's what we got to remember this. So it's a difference between that Passover and the festival. So we remember the festival because what? Why we remember the festival? So we know what the Passover is all about. We know the Most High passed over us because we had the blood over the doorpost, right? We know what that's all about. So what's up with this festival? What's up with What's up with this whole festival? This 6 days of festival. What do we remember?
That's
You remember the Passover. The 6 days, you remember all the Passover.
You're remembering that the Most High
Yeah,
did
saved
this.
y'all life.
Yes. That's
This
why
is where
it's
yeah.
your party time now.
Yeah. He saved our lives.
Yeah.
This is our party time.
Absolutely. That's what we remember. That's why I say they do fall hand in hand. The Passover kicks off the festival,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't call it the festival.
Mm.
But we can't call it the festival.
We remember it as a festival. Yes, we remember it as a festival, but we need to know what happened, the process of this thing.
Process. Yeah.
Because it ain't started off as a party.
No.
It started off as some serious shit. Because if you wasn't around on that 10th day to say, when the Most High was like, you better start preparing on this 10th day, get that motherfucking lamb. Oh, no, just no regular lamb. The perfect lamb. Get that motherfucker and you keep it. So you feed it and you get it, you groom it all the way for them 4 days until the 14th day. You ain't supposed to kill it before the 14th day. On that 14th day, you kill it. Drain the blood on her. You know how we get down. Try that motherfucker up, drain the blood on her, prepare to get eaten.
Yes.
Then it talks about, go ahead and read what it talks about how we put it over on the fire and shit, you know what I'm saying, all that good shit, and we eat.
Yeah, we eat that.
No, I know, you ain't got to reread it, I'm just saying, it talks about all that.
Right. It's in there.
It's in there.
It's in the book.
And this is the feast that I'm talking about that we have before the Passover. You eat before the Passover. As a matter of fact, it say that shit better be gone before morning.
Yes.
Everything that you got by morning, you burn that shit on fire because you ain't got time to do shit else. They after your ass. You got to go. Do y'all get the concept now? What happened? On why we doing it like this? Because these are events that took place. It ain't just like we just doing it.
That is very good reason.
Yeah, this is very good reason. This is why we not to confuse the feast with the festival. Because if you start to do that, then people will think that it was just a party. Because when you think about festival, you think about party. And it didn't start out like that. The Passover kicked off the festival. We had to go through that first before we can kick it.
Yep. Thank God for our lives.
Thank you. That's what we did. That's why it was a little confusing. I knew you knew what you were saying when you said the Passover starts the same time the festival starts. And technically, you right, but no, you wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because ain't shit festivalish. Ain't shit good festivalish about nobody dying. And about the angel of death passing,
Killing all them babies.
You see?
Firstborn.
It is because he passed over us.
No.
It's forget to me.
You can't do that. I would say it's a festival because a festival entails a lot. When you talk about what a festival is, it ain't just all fun and game when you talk about a festival, you see?
That's what Cinco de Mayo is, though. That's what all almost sounds like.
Right. And they kick it, but it got a deeper meaning.
Right.
And it's got a more demonic meaning.
Huh?
Cinco de Mayo?
Do? I didn't know that.
No,
My son
that's
went to
like-
it.
No,
Man, it got a depth in it.
it do, but
Huh?
this celebration do too.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's a festival, right? It's a festival, but you can't think of all festivals being like,
Same religious.
no. You can't think of it being like, all upjoyous and positive and shit. Because there's some festivals that celebrate dead, the festival of the dead,
Oh yeah.
and that ain't got shit to do with happy. It got all to do with mourning.
Oh yeah.
Not if you ain't the one mourning.
Then that festival ain't for you. You ain't a part of that festival because the festival is for the mourning.
Not this one.
That I'm just telling you how festivals ain't all gotta be positive and joyous.
Okay.
It's all different kinds of festivals. So the kickoff of this festival ain't no party. The kickoff for this festival, it can't be. The kickoff for this festival is remembering that the Most High passed us over.
Mm-hmm. It could be in a fun type of way, though.
Well, that's where the other 6 days come in at.
The celebration for life.
That's the celebration, the festival of Mosaic. That's where you kick it all. Yeah, that's where that come in at, because it is a celebration. That is what you remember, and that's what it's all about. It is a joyous time, but the Passover is a thanks time. That remembrance is more of a thanks to the Most High time, an appreciation thing. After the appreciation thing, it's a kick it.
Festival. Kick it.
Two different things happening there.
Yeah. Appreciation thing, then festival.
I've just broke it down to y'all like a million times on how they different.
We did. We did spend like a whole hour, 30 minutes just talking about
The Passover, which need to be talked about, that need to be understood on how that shit is conducted.
Yes.
kind of deja vu because I feel like we had another episode where we did this.
We did. I just said that. We did. And I feel like that shit went in one ear and not the other because we revisited this again. Which it ain't a bad thing because maybe it's time to revisit it.
I mean, it was different this time because the Bible added something.
No, it didn't.
The Bible did the same thing.
No, it did. That's what how the conversation started. It added on the 15th day. It said in my book it was a feast. Feast. In y'all book it said it was a festival. That's how it got started.
Well, that's different in the words though.
Different, yeah.
But the process never changed.
No, I didn't say process change. I did say it added.
It didn't add. Well, I guess you would say like the word, the Bible, the word added. It was like the change there from feast to festival, and
No,
yet,
it
but
didn't change.
on the 15th day, the festival always started. On that 15th day, it always gave even back in what we was just reading in Exodus, it gave a differential in between the 14th day and what you do on the 15th day.
No, it didn't.
No,
No,
at all.
no. That's what.
So, wait a minute. So,
it combined all 7 days together that we're not supposed to eat unleavened bread.
well, hold on now. Wait a minute. Now, hold on now. Wait a minute. Wait. So you mean to tell me in Exodus chapter, I'm gonna start from Exodus chapter 12, the very first one. It didn't say talk to the congregation of Yisrael, and it didn't go on through on how on the 10th day is supposed to get the shit and preserve the shit, and then all the way down and say hold it till the 14th day. It didn't talk about it until the 14th day, hold it, and then you should eat it, and then on that morning it ain't supposed to be in there. And then right after that, it's saying you should hold this as a remembrance, as a festival, and it then said again, this should be remembered as a festival, and then it goes on saying the festival starts on that 7th day, and you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to eat all them 7 days, right? But then it say the Passover, the festival starts at you remember the Passover, the festival as a Passover, something like that. But then after that, it don't talk about like what you do in between on that festival. In Exodus, it don't give you the breakdown on how that festival is supposed to get done.
No, what I'm saying is it don't mention that on the 15th day is like the actual start of the festival,
So
like it did in Numbers.
Well, now it didn't mention it like Numbers, but it mentioned it. It just mentioned it in long detail. It mentioned it in long, so it don't say how to conduct yourself on them 6 days.
It say not to eat unleavened bread for the 7 days.
Right. It don't talk about like, so that ain't the point where it talk about how we get down. Let me see that book. It don't talk about how we get down on them 6 days.
How you don't go to work and then you congregate on the 1st and 7th day.
Yeah, but okay, hold on, because it might not. Let me see. For 7 days, no leaven is to be found. Okay. Do not eat what is leavening. Okay. Let you guard this word as a law. Okay. And when children say to you, what does this service mean? Okay. Passover. Oh, okay. Okay. No, it don't. Because we ain't in the spot where we remembering it. We in the spot. This is why I can't find that verse where it talk about twilight, because this ain't where it talk about. This is the spot where it actually talk about the beginning of the Passover, when Moses was warning the congregation, the nation of Yisrael, that what the Most High was finna do. This is right before the actual Passover starts. Okay. So right after that, the actual Passover starts. So we ain't there yet.
We ain't there yet.
Yeah. But I ain't finna go through it and look for it. But if we find that where it talks about that twilight, then we'll find the other part where it gives, where it talks about what we're doing in that 6 days. That's good. Alright. That was good, man. It's 3 o'clock. What we got to talk? What we got to say about this? What we got to say about this chapter?
We was already supposed to go through this.
What?
I mean, we was supposed to be going through what we went through the chapter a long time ago. We had started with the vine. And then I interrupted them on accident.
Yeah, and then we went to this. So thanks. You did this. You always doing it. But we had to do it because you did it. We had to do it. You drew the confusion up, so we had to address the confusion. So now, since the confusion got addressed, we back to where we ended off at.
So we was me again.
No, we ain't got to talking about it, did we?
No, we didn't say too much about the scriptures.
No, we didn't get finished talking about how we felt about this chapter and all that shit.
No, we didn't finish.
No, we didn't start. No,
we saying that Cat started the confusion.
Who?
You started the confusion?
Yes.
She did.
You didn't start the confusion?
Because
you always start the confusion.
He was talking about
you got the
when we
blame.
was talking
I
about
always
the
get the
chapter,
blame.
and I was saying that it started off with the offering. He said it was talking about the Passover or the festival.
Yeah, I knew he started. Yes, he did. It was both.
No,
yes, it
he
was.
Said the beginning of the chapter.
Cashmere, she was talking about one issue, and he thought that he was talking about the same issue that she was talking about, but he was talking about a whole nother issue.
But it was just a
confusion.
confusion.
His brother got confused because he thought they was talking about the Passover and stuff in the beginning of the chapter when they was talking about it in the middle of the chapter. That's what he's saying.
Right. That's the whole other issue.
No, that wasn't the issue.
Yes, it was.
That was not an issue.
That was not an issue.
Yes, it was.
That was Divine corrected him. Then brother was like, "You right." That's my answer the phone.
No. We talking about something else. No. Because your brother was talking about the feast was after the Passover.
That's after I brought my issue up.
Right. But that's 2 issues. You did start it, but y'all was talking about the same shit, I thought at first. But that was a whole nother issue that we started arguing about. That led us down a whole nother rabbit hole. Yeah, it did. And then after we got out that rabbit hole, you was like, that ain't even what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So, I know what I'm talking about. Y'all didn't know what the hell y'all talking about.
No, brother didn't start the issue though. I started the issue.
He fueled it. Yes, it was. Yes, he did. Both of y'all did. Only person ain't starting none was Tim.
Tim didn't start.
Tim ain't starting nothing.
Tim didn't start.
You was with her and he with you.
The Bible actually agreeing with you.
Y'all guilty by association.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's how Yisrael United get down, man. We fucks around on this motherfucker. Hey, but we do learn. We don't just talk shit. We learn on this podcast too. We don't deal with confusion, so we'll spend an hour trying to break some shit down so we don't get confused, so we don't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? We don't like to be confused up in this motherfucker. We like to know exactly what the fuck going on. And we know scripture ain't tripping. So somebody tripping, we tripping like a motherfucker. You been smoking that funny weed? You been smoking it? Oh, man, y'all tripping. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and recap on this chapter, starting with who we end up with. Did you say something, Cash?
No, but the chapter was boring.
Ah, shit. Hey, I'm gonna give you one. Yeah, fuck that. We went through all this motherfucking bullshit. She caused all this motherfucking confusion and got the nerve to say that the chapter was boring.
It was just talking about offerings that we already been through, and then it just raised the question, and then with the Bible being translated differently.
That is kind of annoying though, huh? But that's the reason, if y'all remember when we very first started the show, that's the reason why we brought these different versions of the Bible to the show. So we can pinpoint all of these different fuck-ups. Those are fuck-ups. And when it causes confusion like that, how can you properly get an understanding of what Scripture's saying?
You don't get the meat.
You can't.
I'm gonna eat some lamb.
How could you get it?
Lamb chop.
Because it ain't nowhere in here at all that you was going to get evenings out of y'all book. Right? Y'all have been arguing up and down and be like, no, it say evening. Damn it, it's one evening. One evening.
They put a ing on the end of it.
Yeah, they put an ing.
On the
Evening. That's what they did. It's all trickery, man. They could have put a plural S on that motherfucker. Evening. Like y'all gonna know what that means. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, keep everybody in the dark.
Yeah, that's what they do. They do it purposely, though. That's purposely. So we have these different conversations so we can get down to the meat of this shit and see what really is going on. It's bad enough they done already put their hands in on the different books and took some shit out and put some shit in and reworded some shit on the motherfucker.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know?
He wrote the whole book.
What the hell going on?
He wrote the whole book.
Right.
Then they let King James do it.
That shit ain't right.
Even rewrote the title.
You know, right. You know, stop doing that shit, damn it.
Rewriting.
We gonna get this shit right. Yisrael United. This book is over, this awakening new. I ain't gone yet. See, y'all thought I was finna go. Y'all, you said I fucked y'all around. Devon ain't said shit yet. He been quiet.
Yeah, Devon's on you.
What you want me to say what I think about the chapter now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's important for people to know what we had to go through when it came to us being in bondage and all the offerings we had to go through when we got up out of there for the Most High, so we can, you know, basically, I don't know. It's basically to remind us of what our people had to go through and what we're not going through right now.
Yeah, man. I think the problem is people either, first of all, think that the shit is a made-up story, a made-up thing, or, you know, they don't think it applies, you know, to them. Like, you know, they want my people. You know what I'm saying? Or they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the three. If you understood what your peoples went through for you to be heard right now, then you'll have a different, you know, outlook on shit. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. You know? All right, Tim, what you think?
I think I like the part with the festival and the Passover and the offerings, the burnt offerings, the receive offering, all the offerings. I just didn't really understand burnt offering. Like, did it mean you was burning something to offer or something?
Yeah, who can help
like
him out with
offering,
burnt
burning, or
Who can help them out with that? What's the burnt offering?
Basically, like what they had to do, not to repent, but like to show gratitude to the Most High, basically. You know what I'm saying?
It's a sweet aroma to the Most High.
Right.
But he's saying, is it burnt on the fire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fire.
No.
By fire, yes.
And,
and you do a lot of live, like meat animals over the fire.
Yeah.
With some flour and oil.
Yeah. It's burnt offerings. And we don't do that no more. Nah,
You just fried chicken.
that ain't no barbecue, man.
fried
We
chicken.
don't get on the backyard and be barbecuing.
That's not the same with frying chicken. You don't kill the chicken.
They used
No,
to.
you can't barbecue chicken.
You did it.
I can.
And it ain't no sacrifice to the Most
Is
High.
that baked or is that fried?
That's dinner.
Dinner.
It's different.
Is it hot or is it
When
cold?
when you sacrifice it to the Most High, when you doing an offering to the Most High, it ain't so you can
Eat it.
for pleasure to get full.
I don't even think they ate it. They ate something.
Some
I,
of it
I like
right.
to eat when I get
And
food.
some of it they don't. They had to throw it out.
Yeah. Some of it is burnt.
Even when I'm tired of eating it, I just still eat it just to eat it.
Yeah. So
Be there in the morning.
it can't It can't be there by the next morning.
Nope.
Sometimes I fall asleep with food in my mouth.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Too much information. All right, Ben, Yeka Ben. What you think?
I thought it was cool. I thought the chopper was cool. I thought it was boring like Cass did.
What the hell?
Dang.
Hold on, man.
Two
Wait a
boys.
minute. Right, you know what I'm saying? I'm
I
gonna give
thought
y'all
it was
what it is again. Fuck that. Yeah, fuck that, man. What time about this, boy? Talk to him, crowd. Shit, tell him.
In the other chapters, they was going on adventures, slaying giants and killing people and
The
stuff.
donkey was talking.
Right, donkeys talking and stuff. They back to doing offerings. Like,
Oh, well.
Yeah, I think we had a couple people fall asleep on this motherfucker. You know, it was a little
What
boring.
happened was,
I was a little boring. Speaking of falling asleep, Brother D, how did you like this?
well, I can say I enjoyed the chapter thoroughly, but that'd be a lie. I think it was necessary, though. Everything in the offerings was necessary because of the atonement of sin. In the nation of Israel was to do these offerings, and without an offering, there was no atonement for sin. Right. So this was a commandment. This was a commandment and a law they had to go by. It wasn't like a thing, like, let me get up in the morning and maybe go to work. Nah, these things had to be done, or otherwise you didn't have no atonement for your sin. So I think it was very important, even though it was long and you had a lot of different offerings to do, but it was just showing you the laws and the bylaws and the things that God wanted His children to do. That's what I got out of it.
That was good. That was really good. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm with you with that. You know, I got the same feelings about that, like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the chapter was it wasn't the most exciting chapter. I say that, but it was definitely needed.
Yeah,
It was necessary.
most necessary.
You know, so one thing that I gotta point out that we gotta remember is that a lot of people think that this Bible is a religious book.
I got a song coming out
No.
about that too.
And it ain't never been
Religious.
a religious book. This chapter right here kind of shows that. Because, I mean, the last few chapters actually kind of shows that, because we ain't been talking shit about religion, have we?
No.
We ain't there.
We've been talking about the nation of Yisrael.
Yes, sir.
As a matter of fact, I think we've been talking about the nation of Yisrael like since Exodus.
Yep.
Since Exodus. Yes, sir.
And it's been a few books with a whole lot of motherfucking chapters we done read, and I ain't touched on religion yet.
Maybe better than either.
So, I think that it's time to look at the Bible as a historical book.
I thought I was the only one thinking that.
Yeah. Instead of instead of a religious book. You know, you can really have this thing in schools like they used to, in the history course though. You know what I'm saying? A part of your history course.
Yes, sir.
I think that's where it needs to be.
Yeah,
Back in the
I
history
already
books.
started thinking of it as a historical book because it don't talk about nothing but history
Yes.
and what we went through with the Most High. So I never thought of it like as religion. Even if somebody comes to me about it, I don't see it as religion. I always correct people when they try to throw religion at me. I say no, it's more of a nationality than religion.
Right.
It don't mention religion at all.
We ain't talking nothing about religion yet. I'm still waiting to talk a little bit about religion.
So, in there.
I don't think I'm gonna get to it either. Damn, I'm chasing ghosts. Nah, it ain't in there.
We in there, but
We definitely in there.
we in there.
And that's what we need to realize, because if we apply the lessons that the Bible teaches us to our everyday lives, I think we would have longer lives.
We turn out just fine.
Yes, I think so. Because our lifespan got shortened.
Because we wouldn't follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. So,
Say that shit again. That's why our shit got shortened. And it's steady getting shortened.
we can't get by the first part. Love each other.
You know, hey, straight up. We can't get past that. We got our differences, and we let them differences hold us away. Yeah. Now, we supposed to be in the world but not of the world, and we definitely a separated nation. But we only separate from these other nations because of the laws, statutes, and commandments. These other nations was to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. It wouldn't be no separation.
Not at all.
So that tells us a couple of things, that the world ain't of the Most High. It's an evil place.
Always.
If we supposed to live in the world but not be of the world, we supposed to be separate from all this shit down here, then it tells me that.
Evil place, man. Yeah. Y'all can't be in there.
Right.
There's too much evil going on down there.
Yeah, separate yourself from all the bullshit and follow these laws right here that's gonna protect you.
Righteousness.
Yeah, that's what
Laws are part of the righteousness.
that's what I see.
Most part.
And if you living in the world, then you living unrighteous.
Unrighteous.
That's what that means. And the Bible is who define righteous and unrighteous. That's why you get that definition.
And it's so basic, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Doing right just because it's the right thing to do. Wow, that's so hard.
So, I like these conversations, man, and that was definitely needed. Shout out to Alli Mays for fucking with us today. Shout out to your ass for fucking with us today, because you know what I'm saying? You ain't have to be nowhere else. You ain't have to be here. I say you ain't have to be nowhere else. Like you had to be at this motherfucker. Well, good. Now, you ain't have to be at this motherfucker. You could have been anywhere else, but you fucked around and you stayed with Yisrael United and fucked around with us. Hey, remember, y'all can always hit us on up on the line like Swag did today. Hey, somebody shoot that line up for him one more time before we get out of here.
314-339-375 339-97.
What the hell, man? Come on. Somebody give him the right number, please.
314-339-9759.
Hit us on up, man. You know this book is old, but the awakening new. Yisrael United.
Also, shout out to Miss Lillian. She was on YouTube and she was a part of every single conversation we had.
Oh, straight up?
Yes. She came.
Oh, shut up,
She came
Miss
with
Lillian.
Alli. I'm sorry. She came with Alli Mays.
No doubt about it. Come on back and fuck with us again. I just love that, man. That is awesome. You know what? That's not just awesome. That shit is...
That shit fantastic. This big B, it could be. Turn that shit up. fantastic. That shit fantastic. And me and gang been ballin' like it's Madden. That shit fantastic. Fantastic, that shit fantastic. And me and gang been ballin' like it's Madden. That shit fantastic. I just got the whole hood hip on scripts and that shit fantastic. And this car way too fast, get gone like magic. That shit fantastic. And me and gang been ballin' like it's Madden. That shit fantastic. And I been poppin' scripts like damn magic. That shit fantastic. You know it took them scripts into the heart and then he built the art. These niggas guppies pop a script, then you turn to a shark. Niggas missing organs, they ain't got no heart. Me and gang talking about cash and passing gas and I ain't talking far. Let's go. Pop a script, my spirit did the Dougie. And I been pushing P, I put it in my boogie. Yup, it could be in the cherubim since everybody demons. They say somebody name been ringing bells, said I'm the one that ringed it. Pop a script will go glow in your soul, it got your spirit blinking. And when gang link up congregation, the feeling amazing. Yeah, see, I'm the type to hit a demon where it hurt. Get the time about the basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Hey, no, I'm no regular nigga. I kill me a Bobby. You know they said be so attached. These niggas be claiming their rights, but claiming the streets as religion. These niggas are trash. I focus on niggas. I'm trying to go run up these dishes like Bonnie and Clyde doing magic. I'm tapped in the script. This shit got me feeling amazing. I feel like a motherfucking addict. They thought I was gonna be on that street shit. That shit so erratic. Pray the most high, then we all gon' make it. We take off like gnats. I ain't never popped no pill, but I pop scripts. That shit so fantastic. Strapped down with this book that say oh, so let's see if y'all worth saving. This itch in my head and be trying to go count on some money. You know that shit be so fantastic. I'm living my life like I'm rich, trying to kind of familiar. I might have to work a little fast. My baby, she tripping, she trying to go get her some nails. I told her I got you, it's nice. Yeah, they call me Rico. I come from a set apart nation. You know that shit be so fantastic.
Fantastic, that shit fantastic. And me and gang been ballin' like it's Madden. That shit fantastic. Fantastic, that shit fantastic. And me and gang been ballin' like it's Madden. That shit fantastic. I just got the whole hood hip on scripts and that shit fantastic. And this car way too fast, get gone like magic. That shit fantastic. And me and gang been ballin' like it's Madden. That shit fantastic. I been poppin' scripts like damn magic. That shit fantastic.
Hey, no, I'm no regular nigga. I kill me a Bobby. You know they said be so fantastic.